stop your policy after 5 years, there's no residual, there's no surrender value. What? I've been paying for 5 years, I don't get a cent. Even my car, I get some residual value. Okay, so when you do that, you ask him, would that be an issue? What I just said? He said, yeah, then where does all the money go to? And that, again, gives you an opportunity to cover all the questions that he did not ask. Sounds good? I'm glad you like it. Here's the final one. For some reason, you may have said something wrong, or something's just not in line with his values, and you just went there and you just said, well, okay, I'm not buying from you. If you ask him, sir, is there any questions? He's likely to say, no. Let me think about it. If I'm interested, I'll call you back. Have you heard something like this? And then you wait for the call and never come. Because when it comes to this level, when this situation where he's already putting his hands behind his head, he's already decided. So in order to desperately try to save this situation, you ask him, Mr. Prospect, tell me, what can I do to make this deal sweeter? What can I do that make you interested in this deal? And he might just say something quite nonsensical like, how about you pay half the premium of the first year, and I'll go with you. You can't do that, right? But you realize that you changed your body language? Because it's back in the negotiation. And he says, how about you pay half of the first year's premium? And you say, I can't do that. Is there something else? At least it's back to this negotiation mode. And just by applying this technique diligently, I believe you could save 20 or 30% of the deals that you did not close. Simply because previously you didn't understand the body language. Did you like that so far? Very good. The book calls this the tight smile. I call this the reserved smile. Have you ever seen something like this? You enter the lift, you make eye contact with someone, they don't greet you, good morning, not like here in Australia. Asians, we look at each other, we look away, we do a tight smile. Have you noticed this? Do you know why this happens compared to you come to a friendly place like Australia? Because our parents used to tell us, don't talk to strangers. Do you recall that? Okay, so when we see a stranger, we do not know whether we should smile and greet and say, good morning. We just look, make eye contact, and we do a straight smile. It's an Asian thing. And you think the whole world's like that? No. When I went to New York, they told me New Yorkers are very unfriendly. Not true. They are busy. But if you talk to them, they talk to you. I've been to Times Square, I waited for the prettiest New Yorker girl. I look at her and I said, excuse me, do you mind if I pay you a compliment? You're really pretty. And she said, well, thank you, sir. That really made my day. You have a nice day. I said, you have a nice day. I was here in Australia, and you know how friendly the Aussies are? They look at you, they say, good night. I was at Brisbane. This girl was jogging in the morning. I look at her, she said, good morning. I said, good morning, you're pretty. And she said, you're not too bad this at night. I tried this in Singapore. Bad idea. Hi, you're pretty. Let me tell you, I don't like this kind of thing. I'll report you to the police, you understand? Yeah, that's my colleague there, and she's nodding. That's exactly how it is. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, listen to this. When I make eye contact with you, you enter the lift, I make eye contact with you, and you do this to me. Okay, first of all, you reacted to me. Because sometimes they don't do that, they just walk in and there's no reaction. You understand this? So if there's a reaction, and this is called a reserved smile, you know what it means? It means I'm friendly, but I'm not sure if you are. See that? So I look at you, I do this. So now that I had a reaction towards you, not a reaction, just a reaction, and okay, the translator couldn't get that, that's why everyone's laughing. Anyway, what it means is that if you break into a conversation with me, because you saw me doing a tight smile or a reserved smile. 90% of the time, I'm ready to talk to you. Okay? And that is how easy it is to network. I go around this convention, I smile at some people, some don't respond. No problem. But the one that responds tells me, hey, I'm friendly too, come talk to me. And that's how easy it is to network. So when you go for networking events, that's what you do. You smile at people. Those who don't respond to you, no big deal. Those who respond to you, go talk to them. It's like you have a magnet and there are some magnetic materials in there, and some plastics and some rubber, and you just go over, all those that want to be attracted to you are attracted to you. The rest, forget it. That's how easy it is to network. Okay? So, in the same way, I teach this in Singapore. For the real estate people, they are not, when they have an appointment to show a certain unit in a condominium, they are not allowed to go to the swimming pool and say, hey, I'm a real estate agent, would you like to buy a house? They cannot do that. They'll be thrown out by the security personnel. So what they do, they wear their tags, they walk along the pool, and they look at the residents, and they smile at them. And sometimes the residents will smile back. Okay? And then they will see their tag and say, are you a real estate person? Yes, I am, sir. How can I help you? Now, I didn't solicit the business because you approached me. And that's legal. And then he will ask, I have a unit on the 11th floor. How much is it worth? And that's how it's done. Okay? Using the reserve smile technique. So what does it mean? It means that I'm friendly, but I'm not sure if you are. Okay, good so far? Very good. Fantastic. I asked the question, I answered myself. Okay, how many of you have heard this technique called the mirroring technique? Just a show of hands, which means if you see your customer sitting down, you sit down, the customer is launching forward, you launch forward, the customer is crossing the leg, you cross the leg. Have you heard about this technique before? So has your customer. Okay, this is a very old technique, it's more than 20 over years old. They used to teach this for job interviews, but right now everyone knows, including the ones that are hiring you. So your customer knows about this technique too. So I want to do a hybrid for you, 2.0. Do not follow the body movement, that's called mimicking. Follow the personality, that's more subtle. So if you open the door, and this when you enter a client's place, it's American, it's loud, it's boisterous, say, hey, come on, Chris, come right in, top of the day to you. Would you like some coffee, or would you like a beer? And then you mimic and you say, good morning to you. You having a beer? I'm having a beer. That's called mimicking, mirroring the personality. But on the other hand, let's say you get an Asian person, like a Singaporean or Malaysian, and the girl's like, hello, Chris, come right in. Would you like some tea? Hot and cold? I would like a beer! That doesn't sound right. Okay? So you don't mimic the body movement, you just mirror the personality. That will be more subtle, and they don't feel that you're so awkward. Just like I'm drinking, you're drinking. Okay? So mirror the personality rather than mimic the body movement. So many of you are recording, it's fantastic, carry on recording. Anyway, just visit my website, www.christianchua.com. Okay, anyway, that's in the video already. So how do you tell some of the negative signs of body language? Not maintaining eye contact, you're losing them, retreating, moving backwards, sometimes more self-touching, perspiration, hands to the mouth, covering. When you ask them a question, they're just saying, no, they cover their mouth. Did you steal the cookie from the cookie jar? No, Dad, I didn't. Okay? Then fingernail biting. Let me finish all that. You can take one picture rather than take a picture of everyone. A fake cough. You ask your spouse, where did you go? I was at the library. A fake cough. By the way, I can help you catch cheating spouse if you want. Nose rubbing, eyes rubbing, pretending something's in the eye, increased swallowing, and unnecessary facial touching. Okay, this is called unnecessary touching. I've bought a used car, and I've rejected a used car based on this technique. I brought the second-hand dealer, tried to sell me, and I asked him what we call baseline questions, questions that he doesn't need to lie. I asked him questions like, how old is this car, what type of petrol you use, and he answers it very, very confidently. Then I go a bit closer and I say, hey buddy, has this car gone through an accident? And he said, no, it has not. All the other questions, he didn't need to do this. That particular question, he needed to do this. But you don't incriminate people just because of one red flag. You go back and ask him all the other baseline questions, and then you come back to this question, and for 3 times I asked him that same question, has this car gone through an accident? 3 times he did the same movement, no, it has not. And I refused to buy it. Okay? And your smile is your number 1 God-given gift to tell people that you're friendly, because it just says this: I'm non-threatening, it reduces uncertainty, I'm approachable. Use this gift, it's just so underrated. Just go smile at everyone. I just make all kinds of friends everywhere I go, including this trip. I was just on the other side of the harbor, the waiter came in, I said, where are you from? And he said, I'm from Spain. I said, hola. Then he said, oh, you speak Spanish? I said, como esta? Then he said, how many languages do you know? I said, 7, of which 5 I made up myself. Okay. Some of my Filipino friends might be here. I will share with you this technique called the theory of mirror effect. You might not have heard this. It's a scientific study that people gravitate to something familiar that they are familiar with. So when you came by yourself to Sydney, the first thing you do, who do I know? You look around and say, familiar face. And then, now I feel comfortable. I'm locked on to someone familiar. Right? So you guys are sitting with someone you're familiar with, you guys are sitting, and so on. So that is a principle, a sociological principle, which you can actually capitalize on it. That people gravitate to something or someone that they're familiar with. And let me show you what I did, and I can show you how you can capitalize on this technique. First of all, I was invited to a place, to Sri Lanka, to give a talk. And at the immigration, my new Sri Lankan friend was telling me, Christian, you don't seem to have a visa. I said, 2 passports in the world don't need visa to Sri Lanka, and that's Mauritius and Singapore passport. He said, no, Sri Lanka is my country and I know you need it. That made me really panicky. So what I did, I looked in front, and there was this girl, she had a Singapore passport. And I went in front of her and I said, ma'am, she looked at me and I smiled and I said, do we Singaporeans need a visa when we come to Sri Lanka? She looked at me and she smiled and she said, no, don't worry, we don't. I said, thank God, thank you. And I just went back. This is called the first meeting, the first instance, okay? After that, I said goodbye to the Sri Lankan guy, he left. Where do you think I saw this girl again for the second time? Where? Hotel? I'm good, but not that good. At the luggage carousel. We are collecting our bags. So when you go to an airport where everyone else is unfamiliar, you look at someone familiar, and I saw her, we made eye contact, I smiled at her to test, and she smiled and she nodded back at me. So I went to her and asked her the second question. Can I ask you a second question? I heard that we can't get Sri Lankan rupees back in Singapore, we can only change it here in the airport. Is that true? And she replied to me, where I'm going, I don't need money. But sounds like Back to the Future. Where I'm going, we don't need roads. Remember that show? Do you think she's asking me to ask her more, or she said, buzz off, I don't want to talk to you? Which one do you think it is? Is she inviting me to talk to her more, or buzz off? Buzz off! No. When they ask you a rhetoric question, right? The next question, when she asks, where I'm going, I don't need money. I'm supposed to ask, where are you going? So that's what I did. I said, where are you going? She says, I'm a team building specialist and I'm going to the forest to do an amazing race, and we're wrecking the place, and later my local guy will come and help me out. And I say, no, we're almost in the same industry. I'm a professional speaker, and sometimes I get inquiries for team building, and I don't do team building. Would you like those inquiries? Rhetoric question. What do you think? What you say? Oh no, I'm fully booked. No, of course. Give me your contact number and let's exchange contact numbers. Okay, so how does it work in your case? When you go for networking, you may not want to come on too strong to someone, hi, I'm from here, I'm from this industry, I can save lives, I can do legacy planning for you. You're scared the daylights of that person. Okay, so you just hi, introduce yourself, go one big circle, come back, you're the familiar person. If you're a mother, you're pushing a baby in the playground, you see another mother, it's so safe to talk to another mother. Hi, how old's your kid? Oh, he's 9 months. What about yours? Oh, mine's 3 years. He just doesn't want to walk. And the next day when you meet again, it's like new friends. Like old friends, I mean. Right? Oh, it's okay. Nice to meet you. And then that's where you can go more into the personal zone. Okay? I'm going to speed this up now because I do want to talk about the face reading, and apparently my time is catching up on me. So face reading comes under the umbrella of physiognomy. Physiognomy is face reading, but I'm not doing fortune telling. I'm doing under the science of epigenetics. And what epigenetics actually states is this, that your DNA remains the same throughout your lifetime, but there's such a thing called gene expression. Which means if you take I'm 52 years old, by the way. 看不出52岁啊 Yeah, I'm 52. Do you want to know how I maintain my youthfulness? Say yes. Okay, since you insist, I will tell you. In order to look youthful, be very, very athletic. Every weekend, I watch football. Okay, so what does it mean? It means if you take my picture every 6 months since I was born, and you do a stop motion flip, you actually see my ears moving, eyes moving, and things like that. If I look exactly like I was when I was 12, 13 years old, my character never changed. If you have a class reunion with your friends from 20 years ago and you say, who are you? I don't recognize you. Oh, you're Eric. If the face changed, it's not the same person in terms of personality. His personality also changed. Okay? Let me quickly show you this. This is Timothy McVeigh, the guy that was responsible for the Oklahoma bombing where 168 people were killed and 680 others injured. This was before he was executed. Look at his eyebrow. Very low, very intense. During his younger days, it was higher, higher, and really high. Okay, so our face actually changes with our personality and our environment and whatever we are fed in our heads. Okay? I want to show you a second thing, that if you split your face into two, your left side is your professional side. That means you read your left side, and it's more on the way that you handle the office and how you handle your office work, and your right side is more on your personal side. So when I was in Dubai doing this talk, there was this Belgian lady who waited 45 minutes to get her face read, and when I saw, it was very distinct that her professional side, her eyes were straight, but on the left side, it drooped. And that was the most significant thing I saw, and I said, you are having a very tough time either with your spouse or your partner or your family. Are you attached? She said she's not. And I said, you've gone through a tough relationship and you're now very weary about getting another relationship. She said, spot on. And then she turned and she just left. Okay, so that is your personal side. And in our face reading, what I'm going to share with you and achieve here today is when you see your customer, you kind of know whether he's a left-brainer, which so you're probably a left-brainer, and so on, or the person's a right-brainer. For the left-brainer, when you do your sales, you need more facts, more figures, get to the point. For the right-brainer, a bit of relationship building, a bit of talking more of those non-business content. Talk about the weather, talk about the children, etc., etc. This one you can download on the internet. Okay. Now, so here are a few things. A baby is always born with a very small nose. Do you realize that? And sometimes when your friends come and say, oh, your baby looks like a father. No, the baby looks like a baby. Unless the father has a tattoo and the baby came out with a tattoo. Yeah, that's definitely the father. Okay, a baby looks like a baby and your friends are just saying the politically correct things. Okay, baby looks like a baby, but later on, you see, what we mean by genes is this. We were all created with one cell, and then it becomes 2, and becomes 4, and 8, and 16. And some of the cells become a ear, and some of the cells become the nose, and some of the cells become the eyes, and then it becomes the rest of our body, but it's all from the same cell, correct? If a cell can be a ear or a nose, the nose can be also a certain type of nose. And the ears can be a certain type of ears. You following? So all babies generally look like this. But there was one picture that really caught my attention, and it was this 4-year-old boy called Iqbal Masher. And I said, wow, this guy got an adult nose. So I looked into the history, and it's a very sad history. At 4 years old, his father sold him off as a child slave. At 4 years old, my 4-year-old cannot even go out of the house, not allowed to go out of the house. But for 4 years under difficult child labor environment, this guy clocked his prison break. At 8 years old, he broke out from the child slavery when the United Nations gave talks against child slavery. And the strong nose is a strong nose describes a person that's very independent. He had to rely on himself. So why do most of the Caucasians and all, you have stronger nose than the Asians? Most are, but it's not true. Okay? Generally, yeah, we have the Asian nose, but have you seen an Asian with a strong nose? Yes, also. Okay? So when I was in Dubai, I was doing this international convention where these people normally travel on their own, they leave their families around, they travel around the world. All of them have very strong noses, regardless of which country they came from. And I was looking at the whole room, and I said, can I find a small nose? And I found one guy with a small nose, and he says, oh, I'm the waiter. He was the local guy that was the waiter. Okay, so the strong nose are independent people. Okay, more independent. Those with massive eyelids are affectionate. Those of you, I know you're dying to take out your cell phone now. What do I look like? Go ahead. If you have massive eyelids, you are very affectionate, both in terms of your home, which is on the person's left, and in his professional side. So I had the privilege of speaking to two of my local friends yesterday, and I said, hey, as a leader, you are the type that when your business is doing well, your unit is doing well, you always share. Then they say, yeah, that's true. Okay, now, that doesn't mean, I know you guys are going to jump to the conclusion, so I have no eyelids. Does that mean I'm not affectionate? Face reading is not the opposite. I do not have eyelids. And by the way, when I say no eyelids, I don't mean you sleep with your eyes open. I mean when your eyes are open, we don't see your eyelids. That's what we mean by no eyelids. No eyelids are left-brain people, which are more focused. Just check yourself. So people like me, sometimes I'm a bit blunt because I didn't care about people's feelings so much. And people say, Christian, you're very insensitive. Thank God I was aware, and I became a bit more sensitive this time. But what left-brain people? Give me the facts, give me the figures, I'll make the decision quick. Strong nose, left brain. No eyelids, left brain. Now, when it comes to dating and spouse and all those with massive eyelids, go and find another person with massive eyelids, so you all can love each other and be very affectionate. For my wife and I, both of us don't have eyelids, works well. It means that we can give each other space when it comes to romance. When I'm here in Australia, I don't have to keep replying to her, here I am, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. She's so independent, I'm so independent. That's what it means, okay? When you have the imbalance with one guy with massive eyelids and one guy with focus, now the one with the eyelids is always looking for affection. So the one without the eyelids, please give some affection. The one with the eyelids, please give the one with no eyelids more space. Okay? If you see the ear, the anti-helix, the bone here, if you can see from there, okay, if it's sticking out like a V, particularly like a V, this person is very intuitive. If you see a customer like that, okay, it's not about just the facts, the graphs, the figures, and the data. You need to win that person over, because the person is sensing whether he likes you or he doesn't like you. Ironically, or could you say coincidentally, when HR needs this skill, isn't it? When I do HR seminars, like, all of them, like, okay, all of you guys are in the right job. Because they sense the candidates before they hire them. Okay, what else do we have? Straight eyebrows, logic thinkers. Curved eyebrows are very social people. Wing eyebrows, very argumentative, and they need to win So when you see a person with a wing eyebrow as your prospect, don't argue against them. Go with the flow. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Okay? Don't give your own opinion. Just oh yeah, I agree with you or whatever. Just go with the flow because you end up arguing with that person. That's the one. Angled eyebrows. Okay? She looks pretty, but she can be very argumentative. And can you see the two sides are different? Her personal side and her private, personal side and her professional side are different. So she's more authoritative at home. And even when you see the ears, one is large and one is small. When you come to see my ears later, one is large and one is small. I never knew this. I went to the optician. I said, "Can't you get your glasses straight? It's always slanted." He said, "Sir, it's your face." What? My face? Eventually, the optician was right. It was my face. One ear was higher, is higher than the other. Okay? Where are we up to? Okay. Oops. Oh, I saw something. Okay, the left ear is sticking out more than the right ear. Can you see that? Can you see that? The left ear is sticking out more than the right ear. Okay, this is very useful when you hire admin staff in your industry. The ones that the ears are closer, practically flat onto the face, they are more compliant. Okay, they will take instructions and they'll be more compliant. Those whose ears are sticking out like that, they are easily bored, they will need to think out of the box, they will argue with your methods and your system. And then you say, okay, those with thin lips, you were not born with thin lips, by the way. You were not born with thin lips. No baby come, the lips so thin. Maybe it's a normal lip, but then one developed thicker like Angelina Jolie and the other one becomes thinner. What does thin lips mean? This person has been judged, he has been hurt, and now he puts up a barrier and it's harder to get into his private zone. It doesn't mean this person is not chatty or social. They may be social and chatty, but it's hard to get into that personal zone. Okay? You don't believe it later, you go and try, you meet people with thin lips and you try to dig a lot of information, it's harder. So when it comes to a client like this, you may want to give that person some space. The second or the third meeting, until they are very warm with you and they trust you, then they start sharing more information. Other than that, they will say things like, "Oh, you present, I listen, you present, you present, I'm not saying anything." The one with the fuller lips are more chatty. Full lips, high eyebrows, curved eyebrows, that's the best people to network with. In terms of social network. Easy, okay? People with low ears. When you draw a line across the nose and the ear sticks below the nose, they take in information slowly. So very significant. I only share with you 10% of more than 150 things that I can share with you, but this is what's going to be useful for you. I hope you appreciate it. The ears, when it's low, when you see your client and the ears are low, you need to go slower because they take information very meticulously and they hear it and they process it. If your ears are high, go faster, they are going to get bored. When you draw a line across the eye and the ears are above that line, they will get bored if you're going too slowly. Anything else is called the normal ear, which is in between the two lines. People with large ear are better listeners. People with small ears, you tend to interrupt your friends when they're talking. Okay? Go check out all these things. It should be fairly accurate. So my final slide is this before I open for questions. At one glance, who do you think looks more friendly? The one on the right. Not just because she's smiling, not because she's smiling, but here are a few points I want to share with you. The stronger jawline is the left brain. Give me facts, give me figures. I agree with you, or we have an intense debate, or I'm going to disagree with you. The low eyebrow, very intense. The high ears, he's going to respond very quickly. The squarish head is a left brain. So you see the presidents like President Xi Jinping, President Trump, JFK, they all have left brain. Even our former president Mahathir, Prime Minister of Malaysia, you see they have that squarish leadership head. It's very, very left brain. Okay? So this is a squarish head. If you see from the side, it's practically at 85 to 90 degrees straight up. Those with a rounded head, like yourself, ma'am, creative, right brain, colors, music, things like that. Okay, so with a round chin and the curved eyebrow, this is who I would network with. So what did I do during one of my high net worth meeting? There were 40 tables, and my relationship manager is, today is free sitting, sir. You can sit wherever you want. I went all 40 tables, and I said, table 38. He said, what you doing? I said, the rest. I have no time to network before the speaker comes up, which was about 7 minutes. This will be the fastest I can network with. And I sat, and within 7 minutes, we were laughing like we were old friends. We were exchanging name cards. I had a new connection. Cool? Okay, so the organizers want me to take a few questions, and then we'll respect the next speaker, which is at 3 o'clock, but I'll take 1 or 2 questions if you have right now. By the way, tomorrow's session is identical, so you don't need to turn up for that one unless... Yes, sir? Women with Botox, tattoo eyebrows, or even plastic surgery. Okay? So there are thank you for the fantastic question. There's 150 points to read. So when we say 8 points are left brain, 3 points are right brain, you are more left brain. So unless you almost do a total overhaul like Michael Jackson, it's still readable. And most of the time you want that kind of look, because you identify yourself with, hey, Angelina Jolie looks great, so I want to have that luscious lips. Why do you want to have luscious lips? Because I want to express myself as a person who is attractive, chatty, sociable. That's why you do that. Okay? So when you see Michael Jackson is one of the best examples, when he was very young and he used to sing with that high tone voice, then the two of us, he was that baby face. And then as he changed and metamorphosized into the last part, the thriller part, his songs also became darker, isn't it? Question? Anyone? Yes, ma'am. This question from this lovely lady is, but folding arms doesn't mean that you're negative, right? Yeah, you're right. So folding arms actually has 3 readings. Number 1 is I'm not happy. Number 2, I'm cold. Number 3, I've been sitting in this stupid seminar for 8 hours and I don't have an armrest. So if I don't have an armrest, my shoulders feel tired and sometimes I might do this. So we will match this with the facial expression. So when your customer is looking at you like that, he's not happy. Not happy, right? Some of you might be folding your arms but have been laughing throughout and interacting with me. It is not because you're not happy. It's probably you're cold. Then I'll take the average of the rest. Are they feeling cold? Anyone doing this? Things like that. And how do you know if this guy's shoulder is tired? Once in a while, she'll be doing exactly what your friend is doing right now. See, she's rubbing her neck. 累了. Tired already. Okay? Is that all the time we have, David? Do we have any more questions at all? Oh, 3 questions. What are you going to do? Lady first. Can you fake your own facial expression? I'm a good lie detector. I'm not a good liar. I get caught all the time, so the best thing is don't lie. Because I have this final statement which I always say, if you have nothing to hide, there's nothing to read. Question? Okay, if the guy has done this, what can we do to save the sales? I already covered that. You need to throw this last desperate thing like saying, sir, before I leave, what can I do to make this sales attractive to you? What perks do you want? What things that you want that you will go with me? Okay, and he might give you some ridiculous demands, but at least you got him back talking into the conversation. Last one was, yes ma'am, last one. Does face always change when the personality change? Okay, if certain things appear overnight, if you have a trauma, I know a person whose dog died. The next day, this is the grief scar. I did not touch on this. There's a grief scar below your two ends of your lips. It comes down. Go anywhere today and you see a person with two scars, you just ask, did you lose someone? In business, were you cheated? Did you have a big financial setback? In your personal life, did you lose someone precious? It can appear overnight. The rest of the facial changes may take years. Certain things may take years. So I was explaining to some of them that had lunch with me that a criminal who has a criminal type face eventually become a born-again Christian and become a pastor. You see his face actually changes. But that takes 10 years to 20 years. Okay? So if today you say, oh, I'm a new person, I don't expect, oh, Eureka, tomorrow you look different. But it will change in time. It will.
Thank you, Christian.
Okay, thank you, David. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Christian. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you've picked up some rather important points there.